What is it, sir?
Just some red tape for the government. A pen, Margaret.
Yes, but it says something about insurance.
Unemployment insurance, that's what it is. You need bother reading the thing full of red tape. Just sign.
Yes, sir.
There we are. Now you're really our maid. You've nothing to worry about anymore. Splendid dinner, my dear. I think our new maid will work out, don't you?
Mr. Bailey, I'm worried.
About?
We're going to find out about the late Mr. Wilkins.
Eventually.
I would prefer not to be in town at the time. The connection might be traced.
A possibility. I had no choice.
I rather think we have no time, Mr. Bailey.
I've always deferred to your judgment.
The policy's been entered for the girl?
Oh, yes.
Then perhaps she'd better contract her pneumonia tonight.
Will that be all for tonight, Mrs. Bailey?
That will be all the work you need do, Margaret. We'd be pleased to have you join us for a while.
Thank you, ma'am.
Perhaps in a glass of brandy, Mr. Bailey?
At once, my dear.
Oh, I never drink.
Oh, nor do I, my dear. But a sip of fine brandy, that isn't really drinking.
Here we are. Mrs. Bailey.
Thank you.
Margaret. Come now, no harm in brandy. No harm at all.
Thank you, sir.
Let us drink to a very happy future for all of us.
A charming toast.
Margaret.
Oh,
Drink your brandy, girl.
but
You're being very impolite, Margaret.
I'll drink it.
That's a good girl. Not so bad after all, was it?
No, sir.
And now we'll sit here in the twilight and dream of things to come. Of the long twilight and the darkness that follows after. What a soothing sound, the sound of running water.
Oh, my dear, I'm rather tired. Shall we go to bed?
Very well.
The door. I'd better answer it. That sound, perhaps, Mrs. Bailey, you might oblige us with a little Chopin until our visitor leaves.
Of course.
Yes,
Mr. Bailey,
quite right.
I've come to call on Margaret Flynn, your maid.
Oh, she doesn't receive callers at this hour, sir.
But it's very important that I see her.
The morning will do as well. Besides, the girl's ill.
Oh?
Cold, I think. But I hope in the morning.
So do I.
Good night, sir.
Good night. For the shadow, I think it may be a good night. But for the Baileys, it will be a very bad one. Margot! Margot! Margot!
Lamont,
Come on, here, let me help you, darling. Here.
Lamont, they gave me brandy and I lost consciousness and they put me in there and I'm cold. My clothes are so wet.
They've gone to bed. I slipped in the back way.
Oh.
Hop into your bedroom, change into dry things, but keep the wet clothes.
I don't understand.
We've no proof, Margot, yet. All we could say now is that I found you in a shower with your clothes on. The district attorney would conclude you were mad or drunk. The jury would believe the same.
Yes, that's right.
In the morning, Margot, the Baileys may have a surprise. Shadow may fall on them.
Well, Mrs. Bailey, how is the girl? How is she this morning?
Just a moment. There now. Water's off. Baby, something's the matter.
What?
Girl isn't sick.
Oh.
I had a feeling.
Bah.
Not at all, Mr. Bailey.
What was that?
I said nothing.
You did.
Oh, no, Mr. Bailey. It was I.
I'm going mad.
No, Mr. Bailey, you're not. Because I hear him, too.
Good for you, Mrs. Bailey.
Who are you?
The Shadow.
Must be some joke.
You're made of sterner stuff than your husband, Mrs. Bailey. Too bad he's not as strong as you.
I don't know what...
Murders are best performed alone, Mrs. Bailey. A weak accomplice often becomes a betrayer.
Get out of here.
Look, Mrs. Bailey. Look at him.
Get out
dreadful.
of here.
See the hysteria in his eyes.
Get out.
The frantic way he looks about this room in search of a shadow. Can you be quite sure that your life is safe in his hands?
Still you.
I'll be still. But will he, Mrs. Bailey, unless
Yes?
he joins your maids?
Join me.
She wouldn't.
No? Look at her, Mr. Bailey. Scheming.
Mrs. Bailey?
He's lying.
Do you think I'm lying, Mr. Bailey? You who know your wife so well, your murderous wife whose dear sweet little head hatched a plan of murder you've been following?
She was the one who...
Of course she was. There's only one hope for you, Mr. Bailey.
What's that?
Listen to him.
One hope. Confession. Confess the police and Mrs. Bailey would care very little about your death. She'd be contemplating her own.
Listen to him, you fool.
And with confession, Mr. Bailey, you could plead that you were only a tool in her hands, that you were not fully responsible.
Mr. Bailey, don't listen.
Life is sweet, Mr. Bailey. Even in a cell, life is sweeter than dancing on empty air with a noose around your neck.
I'll write that confession.
No.
I'll write it.
It's a trap.
Better than a death trap sprung by the state executioner. Better than to die gasping out your life with pneumonia.
I'll write.
Mr. Bailey, don't.
Be
I
good.
won't let you write.
Let go of me. I tell you, let me go.
You struck your loving wife, Mr. Bailey. I'm afraid you're not a very kind and considerate husband after all. Now there's paper.
Yes,
There's ink.
I will.
Write, Mr.
Yes, I
Bailey.
will. Yes, I will.
Names, places, dates. Write, Mr. Bailey. Write. You better let me sit next to the window, Margot. You've had enough chills for one day.
I didn't do too badly for an unemployed maid, darling. I came up with nothing worse than a few sniffles.
We're very lucky that's the worst, Margot, after seeing the loving Baileys in action.
He made his wife add her confession to his after the police arrived.
Yes. There's enough evidence now to convict a half a dozen Baileys.
Well, I'm just glad there isn't more.
Isn't more evidence?
More Baileys. A couple is exactly two more than this world needs.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Once again, your neighborhood blue coal dealer brings you the thrilling adventures of the Shadow, the hard and relentless fight of one man against the forces of evil. These dramatizations are designed to demonstrate forcefully to old and young alike that crime does not pay. The lucky householders whose homes are heated with coal are enjoying healthful warmth in every room of their homes. There is enough anthracite for all. So even though the winter winds blow, there is no need to cut down heat or close off rooms in homes heated with dependable hard coal. Yes, sir. When you have a supply of hard coal in your basement, you're the boss of heating your house. You are absolutely independent of any outside service. Be glad you heat with anthracite. the home heating fuel that never fails. And remember, blue coal is the finest anthracite money can buy. The Shadow, who aids the forces of law and order, is in reality Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town. Years ago in the Orient, Cranston learned a strange and mysterious secret, the hypnotic power to cloud men's minds so they cannot see him. Cranston's friend and companion, the lovely Margot Lane, is the only person who knows to whom the voice of the invisible Shadow belongs. Today's drama, The Bones of the Dragon. Chinatown is beginning its New Year celebration, and today the dragon parades through Mott, Pell, and Goya streets to the sound of drums and cymbals while admirers offer gifts of money. Lamont Cranston's friend, Johnny Lee, has accompanied the dragon to collect these gifts, and now this evening carries a money box that holds a fortune. Lamont and Margot Lane watch his approach from the sidewalk.
Well, there's Johnny Lee now, Margot. Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Lamont. Here I with you.
Right. How do you like the dragon, Margot?
He's quite a fellow, but how do you work it?
They have two dancers inside. They change about with other dancers. The dragon's been parading all day. Oh, hello, Johnny.
Hello.
Not finished, are you?
Just finished, Lamont. The parade goes on to the corner, then breaks up. Good evening, Miss Lane. Hello, Johnny. That box was heavy. You must have a lot of money in it. I have. Quite a few thousand.
Oh, that much?
Oh, sure. We call it a gift for the dragon. But it is our community chest. Excuse me, please. I want to put this money away. Then I'll be right back.
You're far to go. If you do, we can go with you.
Oh, no. That is all right. Just across the street. Back in a minute.
All right, Johnny.
Now what are we going to do, Lamont?
Then we're going to his uncle's for a real Chinese holiday banquet.
His uncle?
Yes, it's just down the street a bit. His uncle's name is Chung. Very charming old Chinese gentleman.
Oh? How long have you known Johnny Lee?
Oh, several years now. He helped me on a case once when I was...
Lamont.
What?
Look across the street. Johnny opened the door to those offices and then jumped back as if he were frightened.
Wait.
Someone's come out.
That's fine.
Who is that?
The Buhao Doi. I wonder what he's got to do with Lee.
What is a Buhao Doi?
Hatchet Man, one of the Tong's hired killers.
He looks like a killer.
Right, Margot. Lee does look frightened. Come on, let's cross over. He's got a lot of money there. This may mean trouble.
Now they've gone in. Wait a second. Did you hear something?
Hear what?
I'm not sure, but it may have been a scream right after they closed that door. I thought...
Margot, that was a scream. Come on, hurry. Okay, careful now. Lift the door. Close that door quickly.
Not... Johnny's been stabbed. No. No, Lamont, it isn't John.
No, it's the Hatchet Man. Buhao Doi.
Is he dead?
Quite. He's dead, the money box is gone, and Johnny Lee along with it.
Lamont, who did you talk with at headquarters?
Mr. Weston.
What does he think? That Johnny Lee killed that hatchet man and stole the money?
Yes.
What do you think, Lamont?
I don't know what to think, Margot. I've known Johnny Lee a long time. It's hard for me to believe that he's a thief and a killer. Well, I've been mistaken about people before, and I may have been this time.
What are you going to do?
Try to find out the truth. I hope we can clear
I
it.
mean, where are you going now?
Oh, we're already there, Margot.
Hmm?
We're going to this herb shop. Notice it's right next door to those offices where the Hatchet Man was killed.
Yes, I did, just this moment.
It's run by a Chinese named Sin Fu. He told the police a pretty fishy story. Go ahead, Margot.
Thanks.
Hello? Yes?
Well, hello, Alfie.
God blimey, what? It's Mr. Cranston.
What are you doing here?
Well, I work here, Mr. Cranston.
Thought you were in jail.
I got out 2 months ago. I'm on parole.
Better behave yourself, then. Margot, I want you to meet Mr. Alfie Nemo. If you ever need a pocket picked or someone stabbed in the back, he's your man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where's Sin Fu, Alfie?
You want? Sinful, Mr. Cranston.
Oh, hello, Sin Fu. Alfie, you'll have to excuse us.
No, that's all right. I got some cleaning up to do.
And I've never been in the Chinese herb shop before, Lamont, and I'd like to look around.
Go right ahead. Well, Sinful, I just dropped in to find out why you lied to the police.
I lied to police? Not so. One of our ancestors turned over in grave.
Is that so? Come over here a moment, Sinful.
Yes?
Now, look out this window. Notice that window next door? That's the way the murderer escaped.
Most astonishing, Mr. Cranston.
You were here in your shop when that hatchet man was killed, Sinful. The police asked you if you noticed anything. You told them no.
The Welshman answer.
You must have heard the hatchet man's screams. It's hard to believe you wouldn't have glanced out this window to see what caused them.
Simple did.
And why did you tell the police you didn't?
Is that avoid trouble?
That's the way to get in trouble. What did you see when you looked out this window, Sinful?
Simple see Johnny Lee escape. And toward there. There's a very narrow passage.
Yes, I know that passage. I also know he couldn't have escaped down it without either a ladder or an accomplice.
They have accomplice. Near Sam. He was...
Yes?
Excuse one moment, Mr. Cranston. Alfred!
What's the matter, Mr. Simple?
What you do with this door?
Why, I was going to clean up in the back.
You hear Simple say not to go in there?
You told me never to go in there? Why, no, sir. We just... Oh! Why, you slapped me.
Improved memory. I tell you, never go in there. It's not so.
Yes, sir. I guess you did.
What's the trouble here, Simple?
Nothing, Mr. Cranston. Only servants take training.
Yes, quite a problem, I hear. You were saying...
Oh, yes. We speak of this accomplice.
Yes.
Are you not careful this, Mr. Cranston? Let me understand you know and like him. He, Johnny Lee's uncle. Chung.
Chung, the accomplice? I don't believe it.
So, Mr. Cranston?
Go into his place and find out if you're telling the truth.
You think he tell you?
I don't know. There are ways of checking, Sinful.
Why doesn't John answer?
I don't know. Just a second. I'll try. But